Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Career Mode episode number 89. Holy cow, that number is getting pretty big. Alright, well, here we are. We've got 500,000. Everybody's happy. It's the 11th of September, and we're at La Vuelta in the later stages now. It's stage 16 of 21, and today we begin with a time trial. Conchi has recovered finally, so good for that. He's healthy again. Yeah, you can see nobody among favorites, so we'll see what we can do to get through this. It's a little bit punchy, little undulation, but ultimately flat over the 32 kilometers. A couple time checks, so we'll see what we can do with this one. Adam DeVos sets off on the time trial. Simpson, Cohen, Veldeman have already finished up. Swerble next to go, so we need to get him ready as well. And we're going to have to go a little more gently with him as he's pretty poor in the time trial. However, this is the area where he's going to gain time. This is definitely not flat. You can see we're well over 6% on this one, and then we've got to back off. So DeVos just a little bit further up the road. In the meantime, here's what we've already done. Cohen, Simpson were, for a time, both of them were number one. Simpson went. Cohen went immediately after, just the way DeVos and Swerble have been. Perfecti ready to set off also on the weaker side. We'll attack the climb, though, for him. And then back off. Conchi will be up here pretty soon. DeVos off to a good start here. A little bit of energy to spare. Anyway, Cohen and Simpson both for a time were number one. And of course, since Cohen went immediately after Simpson, it only lasted for a moment. He was first, and then Cohen took over that rank. But with Victor Campenaerts, the likely favorite or winner, sets the benchmark at just under 43 minutes. Tussfeld with a good time behind him. But there's Cohen in 5th right now, Simpson in 7th. Still with good times. We can see just how big the gaps are. Both of them well over a minute behind. And even in the early stages, before we had our first 20 riders to cross the line, gaps were already over 6 minutes. I think that was compared to Konishev's time. So we're probably looking at about 8-minute time gaps throughout the field. Swerble's probably already on the climb. Yes, he is. Let's go ahead and speed up for that a little bit. And meanwhile, for Vecchi coming to the first time check. 38th, just a minute behind, though. And Conchi getting ready to set off. Now, here's our first rider that is both good on the climbing parts and on the time trial, though Cohen certainly wasn't bad for that. So we're going to push Conchi through his strength a little bit. Get up over that, and then we're going to set 74. Ooh. Okay, now he was listed. This is a rider I'm not familiar with, but he's actually an 82 time trial, while Campenaerts is an 81. So he was picked as the overall favorite, and he has gone quickest. Hamilton, we still have some time before he's going to come up, so got time to sort that out. Simpson down to 10th now. Cohen's still up in 6th, though. So my Shiuk is just the one who put him back a little bit. DeVos 2 minutes down, though. It's not great, but when you look at the times, it's 2:37 to 20th, so again, fairly flat through the finish, and he's got energy to finish strong, so he could and should be in the top 20. Swerble, not as much energy to spare. Vecchi already has energy to spare, so we're going to speed him up. Conchi hitting the climb again, so we'll go back to a 75. DeVos approaching the finish. Slow it back down as these guys ready to attack the finish line. And there you go, 20th for DeVos. So he only loses about 30 seconds over that last sequence. Swerble, bit of a weakness for him. 36th, but still only 3:03 down. 3 seconds slower than Veldeman. Okay, for Vecchi, poor in the time trial, but he's definitely got some energy to spare, so let's try to attack the finish pretty hard. Hamilton, we're getting close. Now Vervecchi's in 33rd, but he's an hour behind, so time gaps are massive. Okay, full 99 to attack the end. He's got that spare energy. He's going to make up a lot of time there. 3:15, 41st. Okay, Conchi. This is where he's going to gain some time. He's going to go downhill through here, and we'll see how he's looking. How is he looking now? Just 44 seconds down in 5th place for Nicola Conchi. That is an excellent time that he could be headed towards. Cohen now in 9th place as Sagan goes quicker. We're getting to some of the quicker riders at this point. Hamilton's going to be starting pretty soon. And we do have that spare energy, so Conchi, we're going to start pushing a 78 towards the finish. And see he's catching up to Hugh Carthy, of all people. So Conchi putting in an excellent time. And Hamilton, good race day condition. He needs that, +2 overall. His mountain rating, of course, is going to give him a boost, but his time trial is a 73 today. That should be enough to put him into the top 20 at least. He's only 4 minutes and 6 seconds off the pace in 6th place overall. If he can put in a good time here, and we're going to leave him on a 75 for a while. Conchi, meanwhile, energy fading a little bit, but he's really close to the end now. 1K to go. A little downhill. 3rd place for Nicola Conchi. Excellent result there. Because that's everybody but the top 2 favorites that he was able to beat out. If I could do anything. Now, Hamilton's not as good of a time trialist, but he's a better mountain climber. He's not going to get 3rd. But if he can get anywhere near the top 10, this could be an excellent, excellent time for him. Conchi down to 4th. Gegenhardt comes in 3rd. 30 seconds down. Okay, so Hamilton coming up on the first time check. Here's his strong suit. We're going to go a little bit harder so we can gain some time. 36 seconds down at the first check. That's not very good. That's not very good considering 2 climbs of 3, but the biggest climb is about to come. 20K to go. Alright, he's onto it. Now we up the pace. So we're going to sacrifice a little bit of time on the flat to gain a lot of seconds on the climb. Halfway up. We are running a little bit of a deficit, but that's nothing new. I've been doing that with every rider, though I haven't quite pushed this hard, so hopefully we don't push too hard, but he's so good in the mountains. Why wouldn't we take that? He could have gained 30 seconds right there. Alright, he's up to the top. We need to back off now. Back down to a 74 so we can recoup some energy. And this is where that process begins. Into the arrow tuck. Okay, quite a bit of energy recovered. We go back to a 75 now. Maybe we're going to push 76. We haven't finished gaining, but I think that's process is going to finish right through here. 10K to go. Second time check. Just a minute 2 down in 23rd. And he's got the energy, I think, to get to the end. Yes, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. 5K to go. I think I need to go 75 though. Got to make sure we don't run out early. Pulling a 73 on the time trial. And his resistance is good. It's an 80. But he is just slightly at a deficit right now. Don't run out early. Slow up. Watch that heart rate. When it drops, we're in trouble. It's dropping. No. We're okay. We're okay. There. Now it's dropping. Just at the end. Final couple hundred meters. So 20th. He was in 20th. Just a minute and a half behind. And Primoz Roglic just went fastest. He was the one right behind us. Here is Bardet in 4th. Roglic is definitely moving up. But Bardet has a good time. So hanging on to 6th could be problematic. 11th. A minute 1. Here's Simon Yates. He looks like he's putting in a pretty good time. He should be similar to us. So if we're lucky, he'll be about a minute 33. Minute 21. So we only lose 12 seconds to Simon Yates. Quintana should be terrible. He's not a good time trialist. How did... Wow, his mountain rating is an 84. Here's your race leader, Bernal. Similar. I feel like we missed out a little bit, but at a minute 33, it's not awful. It's certainly not awful, but we might drop back a little bit. Conchi ends up 8th on the stage, so he ends up with a very solid top 10 overall. Roglic, Nasiuk, Asgreen, Nibali, Quintana, Campenaert's only 6th for him. And it's Quintana in the race lead, 30 seconds ahead of Bernal. Roglic, 33 down. Bardet, Yates, Nibali, Hamilton in 7th, so we just dropped 1 spot, 7 seconds behind. Donovan 8th, Moss, and then Bookman. Huge gap from 5th to 6th, even bigger than before. But we're only a few seconds out of that 6th spot and could very much still fight for it. So not a bad result. Definitely not a bad result. 7 seconds. Could have hoped for that, of course, but considering he was 25th on the stage as a non-time trialist, that's pretty marginal. I mean, that's not big losses. Yes, we lost to Nibali by 7 seconds in terms of our position overall, but he was close behind us anyway. And Nibali could lose time again somewhere. So we're now 5 minutes behind instead of 4.5, or instead of 4. That's okay. We still have a comfortable gap to Moss, though not massive. It's less than 2 minutes. Bookman's too far down, so I think we're now looking, instead of going, okay, Carapaz is too far, I think now we can say Bookman is too far down. So we're looking at anywhere from 6th to 9th. Top 5, unless something happens to anyone in the top 10, realistically. I don't think we're looking at any big changes, but I do think we're looking at a 6, 7, 8, maybe a 9. Which is top 10, and that's huge. Stage 17, and we're approaching the exciting stuff. And the pace is really picking up in the field, partially because the breakaway has been given a huge lease on life today. 13 plus minutes now, already down to 12.5 as we just start taking massive chunks out of that time gap. Also, my big concern for this stage is not the final climb, which it's pretty scary. But it's the 3 climbs leading up to it. The pace of the field of those, I'm afraid that we're going to be down to Hamilton or just a few guys long before we get to that final point. Peloton already down to 99. You can see we're losing riders off the back, and we haven't even finished the first of 3 climbs. So a lot of pace in the chase right now, and yet it's right back to 13.5 minutes, so we slowed up where we gained a minute in a very short span of time to tire the field out. We then backed off. So interesting technique there with that one. Breakaway's starting to attack each other over the second climb.
A foul just took place in the pack.
And we just lost a big group of riders right before we're about to hit a climb. Those 28, I didn't see who was in it. Is there any big names? Campanards, Loop Row, Sombrero. No leaders, though. No leaders lost in that. Two to go, and you see even at an 89, we're blinking red and definitely losing some of the pace set here by Van and Dert for Bora Hansgrohe. Cohen's starting to drift. Simpson's starting to drift. Simpson's caught behind this AG2R rider. That's not helping him. Feldman's starting to drift as well. All three of these guys. And the peloton is shrinking. 67 riders left. Feldman looks like he's going to just get over the top.
To make sure to keep warm and make no mistakes on their trajectory.
Feldman, Simpson, Cohen, all three end up getting dropped as a gap, a significant gap, opens right in front of Cohen, Peter Sagan, and Hausen. That's where the gap opened, and just like that, we have 30 left. 30 left at the front in the peloton. Wow. Okay, so Vervecchi still has protection from DeVos, but Swerble, I think Vervecchi is the one that really doesn't need support, is he? Let's get you protecting Conchi, and then we're going to get Vervecchi's on Hamilton and let Swerble ride solo for a little bit. Little recovery on that descent. The next one's even shorter, so there's going to be very little recovery. We're back together. And the pace is gone, but it's picking up again. It's AG2R picking it up this time. Oh, it was Bora for a second. Okay, DeVos, use your gel. Simpson, Feldman, Cohen. Gotta start using these at the right time more often for the sport riders to let them hang on a little bit longer. Conchi, why are we so far back? Yeah, Bacalant's leading the way as we go up the penultimate climb of the day. Peloton is shrinking again, including all three of my guys who just got dropped, Cohen, Veldeman, and Simpson, all dropped together. DeVos hung on for a little while, but he is now fading. Peloton, that's now down to 46.
Only 5 kilometers left.
No big break this time in the group, but we did drop like 25 riders out the back, and here comes some more. DeVos, the latest among them. 37 left at the front. Vervecchi. Really? Vervecchi will definitely use your gel right now. Swerble will use your gel right now. And Conchi will be protecting you soon. Okay, we begin the final climb with 7K to go. 37 in the peloton. And this is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. Breakaway's got the stage. But here goes Simon Yates on the attack. He's not the one I'm worried about. Peter Sagan working hard at the front. DeGan, Wolberger. Another acceleration from De La Cruz. Vervecchi already got dropped. 30 left at the front. I'm really just down to Conchi and Hamilton now, so Conchi needs to use his gel. He's not going to last much longer. 25 left in the peloton. We're just trying to hold position here. 4.6. Bardet, 4th place. I'm not going to chase any of those 5. But this is kind of an everyone going. So Hamilton. 4.2K. We got to make sure we don't get dropped by this, because there's Bookman. Nibali. Those are the guys. Moss, Solomon. That's who we're chasing. Okay, let's hold position. And let's use our gel. 14 left in the group. The favorites at the front. Nibali is where our chase begins. Mater fading. Here's our 4. Bookman's fading.
This win is well deserved. He displayed a tremendous tenacity.
And Nibali's dropped. Nibali's up there. It looks like we might catch him. Oh, we do catch him. We do catch him. Okay, good. But we are out of energy. Alaphilippe's taken the stage over Gegenhardt, Zimmerman, Fabro, and Reichenbach. $1.4K to go. We're just trying to hold position. Roglic, Bernal, Bardet have gotten away a little bit. Not sure who that is up there. Is that Quintana? Race leader. It's a red jersey. Yates, Nibali. Oh, come on. Don't lose their wheel. Hang on, hang on. 800 meters. I think Quintana has gone away. I don't know where his 84 rating suddenly came from on the mountains. There you go. Quintana takes 14th. There goes Bernal, Bardet, and Roglic. It looks like in that order for 2nd, 3rd, 4th among contenders. It is. And then Yates and Nibali, and I'll be the next. So I do lose out to Nibali. I don't know if there will be a time gap. I think the 3 of us might be on the same time, but maybe not. Moss loses time. Bookman, Lambrecht lose time. Mater, Solomon, Carapaz, Kwiatkowski, and Donovan loses a ton of time. Donovan was only a few seconds behind me. Conchi's going to lose some time, but that doesn't matter. It's all about Hamilton. I think this is going to be a good result. Even if we lose a couple seconds to Nibali, if they do have us separated by roughly 10 seconds, I think the gains over those behind us are a lot bigger than the minor loss in front of us. And that's if there is any loss. There might not be. Wow. Stage win really came down to group finish there. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Okay, 14 seconds. Seems a bit much considering I was right half a wheel behind, but okay. Big gap behind. That's what I was counting on. And we'll see what that does. So Quintana in the race lead by 2 minutes now over Bernal. That was a huge win for him today. Roglic just 3 seconds back. Bardet, Yates, that group now separated by 3 minutes. It was a minute. Nibali at 6:54. We're at 7:15. 2 minutes clear of Donovan. Almost 3 clear of Moss now, and Bookman further back. So we are cementing our place in the top 7. It's not totally firm yet, but definitely 9th, right? No worse than 9th still. But instead of really close to 8th and 9th behind us, we've distanced them quite a bit. And then we're only a few seconds behind Nibali. So hopefully something can happen so we can still get up to 6th. But either way, I'm really happy with 7th. I like 6th better, of course. And we'll do what we can to try to get there. But 2nd in the under 25s also looks really good for us. 8th as a team is excellent for a Continental Pro team like us that's still quite some distance away from being a pro team. Stage 18 is a sprint. And then we'll move on to stage 19. 23K to go. And in a way, we've gone up the entire stage so far, but in reality, we haven't even begun the only climb of the day. But we most certainly will here in just a little bit. It's not that steep, but it is pretty long. And the steepest is all in the first half.
The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Breakaway, well, they were given a big distance again today, so we will not be pulling them back. Breakaway is going to take the stage again. Part of me keeps wanting to send somebody into the break so we have a chance at a stage. But there's a lot of really good riders that are much better than our riders that are in the breaks anyway. And then I end up missing out by not having someone to support my team. So we're blinking red at 88, but for the most part we're holding our position, so we're not drifting back too far, and that's okay by me. Again, we're through the steepest section already. It's going to start leveling off a little bit. We're at 8 degrees right now, and we're just starting to fade back a little bit. Peloton, all 106 riders, but you can see the number is going to start dwindling down very quickly. 89 now. Veldeman already slipping back quite a bit, and what the heck am I doing? Use your gel. Use your gel. Simpson. Yep. Gel time. Hamilton recovering his position. Okay, that gives us 5 guys at the front. Our strongest. DeVos. You're going to protect Hamilton. And then... Guys, it's too late. Let's just... set those 3 to auto and then reorganize. We want to protect Conchi with Vervecchi. And then Swerble will take over with Hamilton as soon as DeVos fades. So let's go ahead and ride with DeVos while he uses his gel. And Swerble, I think we're going to have to get on his here pretty soon too. Down to 51. And we're actually catching breakaway riders, even though they had that huge gap. Down to 50 as DeVos is dropped. Cardona, Roland, Pierre Roland dropped. Bedard, Lamarck, Lindemann about to get dropped. Jan Bakelant's dropped. Rowe, all of these guys. De La Cruz among them. Bilbao among them. Oh, here goes Vervecchi going out the back. I didn't even use his gel. Go ahead and use it, I guess. Swerble's about to go out the back. Set him to auto. Conchi, holy cow, what's going on? Where did this come from? 10K to go. This, like I said, is the steepest section, and we're right at the edge of it. It's going to ease off a little bit, but then there are a couple steep sections here. 37 riders left, and we're struggling. This chase over the break is pretty hot. We've caught, I think, a few breakaway riders, but most of them are still well ahead. Here we go. 9 more riders dropped. And it's starting to snow. There's DeGand, Arme, Lambrecht, Max Schachmann dropped. Number 1, Peter Sagan, Rudy Millard, Geniez, Mader right at the back of the group. Mader's one of the contenders. Valverde dropped. Garcia Cortina, what are you still doing here? Donovan. Wait, Hamilton, what's going on? Why are we so far down? He's already gone through his gel, but he is just hanging on at the back of the group. No. Don't get dropped. Don't get dropped. Whoa. There's Mater. There's Donovan. That's Chernetsky. Chernetsky, the KOM leader at the moment with 45. Oh, come on. Moss is still there. Stay with Moss at least. And Bookman. Okay, we got through that hardest section. And we're still in the group. 12 in the peloton. Carapaz leading the way. There's Yates. He's accelerating. That's not good for me. Nibali stayed with him.
Acceleration by Simon Yates.
Bardet, Bernal, Quintana, Roglic, Solomon. There's Bookman. I'm with Moss, Carapaz, and Chernetsky, and I'm losing time ahead of me. A minute down now with 3K to go. But I don't have the energy to take off. Ben King takes the stage. And Hoydunk, Fabreau, Gegenhardt, Asgreen, Reichenbach, Gessink, Carthy, and Gourmet. 9 riders left from the break, all finishing right at the front. 8 riders at the front ahead of me, and it's a minute 24 down with 1.5K to go. Time to go to the front. $900 meters. 800 meters. 1 rider is dropped by that group. It's Yates, first across. Bernal, Nibali. Oh man, there goes my chance with him. We take 21st on the stage. Carapaz beat us to the lines. So did Solomon. Bookman, Roglic lost a little time. Did Quintana lose time? He might have. Hard stage. And guess what? The hardest stage? That's the next one. This was the highest elevation of the entire tour. So this was a big climb. But it wasn't that steep. It was just really long. Our team faded quicker than I thought they would, though. They really did. I thought they were going to hold out a little while longer. Hamilton, not a great result today. Not a fan of the time losses. Okay, Yates starts at about 6 down. Nibali, wow. He's out of reach now. Those guys all close. 7.5, so we lose about a minute and a half to some of those riders around us. But not Donovan, so that's good. And not Carapaz. Quintana still in the lead, but down to a minute and a half. Bernal gaining on him. Roglic 2. Bardet over to Yates 2.5. Nibali now 6:41, so we lose a lot of distance to him. But we are very firm in our 7th place now. Donovan loses ground. He's at 10:46. Moss 11:01. No change there. Bookman 11:46. So the guys behind me, we actually opened up some gaps. Carapaz is 18 behind. So Nibali, that's the disappointing part. 6th, out of reach. Unless Nibali has a really bad day tomorrow. 2 stages left to go on the tour. Stage 20 is very long, very difficult. Stage 21 is just a sprint through Madrid. So that one we'll be able to cut straight to the end on, but stage 20 is too much to leave out. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode there. We're in 16th in the Super Prestige, 3,639 points, which is nearly 1,000 ahead of Bahrain Merida behind us in 17th. And we're very close to Trek and EF Education ahead of us. A 7th place could be a pretty good boost. Looking at the scale, what are we at on La Vuelta? 7th. It's only 195 Super Prestige points, so it's actually not even that much. It's more World Tour points than it is Super Prestige points. So, yeah, not a big boost to us, but that's okay. Yeah, 195. That's okay. That's okay. Not a big deal, but I'm still really happy with where we're at in 7th place. And at this point, I don't expect much to change, but you can see 3, 4, 5, 6 climbs. 6 climbs back to back. Nothing flat about this stage at all. 6 climbs. And it's 102 kilometers, so it's relentless. This is going to be one of the more brutal stages we've seen in a long time. And that's going to do it for this episode. We're nearing the end of both La Vuelta and the season and the series. Main reason is it's just taking literally ages to get what we need to reach World Tour status. Right? Top 18. 4 stars or above. We're not far from 4 stars, but guess what we are far from? Even though we're almost to 4 stars now, look how much further we have to get to the top 18. We're just 30th. I mean, we're at the lower end of Continental Pro. You know, maybe not lower end, but very much in the middle. So the competition level is just insane. You got 11 teams at 4.5 stars. So ratings, the way things have developed over the course of this series, the teams are just ridiculously good. So yes, we have a good team, but there's a reason why Hamilton has never appeared on the top 10 favorites list. The fact that we're in 7th is a good sign of how we've managed the entirety of the race. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time as we come up towards the end of this series. Bye for now.